What up, y'all? It's another Saturday, another episode of the W.E.S.T podcast. Your boy is back. Been away for a little bit, had to handle some business, had to get my businesses up and running and make sure everything was okay. So, businesses are up and running, and I might make a little Insta post just to show what I've been up to, let you guys behind the curtain and see what I've been doing while I've been away. But other than that, I want to basically say if you listened to the podcast episodes before I took a break, my predictions have come true. A win is a win is a win. And what I mean is, I predicted on certain individuals making their move to WWE, and they all, in the time that I was gone, have happened. You've had Jade Cargill, Brian Pillman Jr., who's now going by Lexus King, and Nick Aldis, the new GM of SmackDown, all turned up on WWE, and I mentioned it first. Well, I won't say first, but you heard it on my podcast before it happened. So I can't take all the credit. I got great sources. I got reliable sources that give me the news, and I might as well start giving them shout outs. So let's get into it and see today's top news.
The big story of the week was this.
Okay, SC Scoops has a video from Thursday night of Ronda Rousey making her return to wrestling. It's not in WWE, it's in an indie promotion called Wrestling Revolver. They had an event in LA on Thursday night called Lucha Vavoom, and the setup was she was in the audience cheering on her friend and former fellow Four Horsewoman, Mina Shafir, and Mina Shafir was set to take on Taya Valkyrie with Brian Kendrick in Taya's corner. You may remember that name. Brian was a former WWE superstar himself, part of the cruiserweight division, the first, the first iteration of the cruiserweight division. He was a huge star in that and was multiple time cruiserweight champion. So basically, Taya Valkyrie was the bad guy, Taya and Brian, and looks like Brian was interjecting himself in the match to try and cheat to help Taya win. Ronda wasn't having it. She jumped up and basically roughed up Brian, threw him in the ring, and the referee restarted a match as a tag team match, which was Taya Valkyrie and Brian Kendrick versus Mina Shafir and Ronda Rousey. So if you want to see the video, you can go to SEScoops.com. That's S as in Sam, E as in Edward, Scoops.com. They have the video from Thursday night. Like I said, it was in LA at the Mayan Theater, which is a great venue. You got to go to see it. It looks like a real Mayan temple inside and out. And yours truly actually performed there when I was doing music back in the day. And it was a great night. I actually want to go back and see one of these Lucha Vavoom events. I believe Taya Valkyrie is probably involved with the promotion somehow on an executive level, because it seems like she's always promote. Well, of course, you're going to promote what you're doing, but it seems like she has a vested interest. So let's keep an eye on that, and let's keep an eye on Ronda as she starts her independent tour of duty. Independent, I should say. Other than that, there's news about CM Punk, or rumors going around that he may show up at Survivor Series coming up in November this month coming up, because Survivor Series is going to take place in his hometown of Chicago. Now, the WWE likes to make surprises very well hidden until the last minute. Now, they've had multiple interviews. There's been multiple interviews with people like Shawn Michaels, who never confirm but always say that they are open to the return of CM Punk. So that could be in the works, so that may be my next prediction. But other than that, let's see. We don't have to predict. We could just look back and see who's... That's right. It's that time where we go through the wrestling week Saturday through Friday, because wrestling is on Saturday through Friday. We go through the main event of each show, because if you want to know about the show but don't want to watch the whole 2-hour, 3-hour episode, just wait till the end of the episode of the main event, and that's going to tell you what the main story is. And from that, we're going to see... Okay, let's start off in AEW with... Alright, Collision, the main event. It was a tag team title match. It was the champions Big Bill and Ricky Starks defending the titles against the BCC's Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. Unfortunately, the match got interrupted by the House of Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and big guy. Dang, I hate forgetting names, but Brody King. Okay, so the House of Black interrupted the match, and the tag team champions in the House of Black basically started attacking Claudio and Wheeler, and FTR came to help, but unfortunately that was enough because it was still 4-on-5, and then you had Jon Moxley come and help and save the day. So I don't know what's going to become of that because that's probably going to be like a 5-on-5 man thing coming up at some kind of event. So let's wait to see what's going to come up of that. So next we have WWE. Okay, Monday Night Raw. In the beginning of Raw, Judgment Day, they were, kind of gloating about having their tag team titles back and everything like that. And out comes Cody Rhodes, and he challenged Damian Priest to a match at Crown Jewel coming up a week from today. Damian Priest, of course, accepted, but he said, they're both like, well, what are we going to do now? We're both in the ring. And so they started to fight, and unfortunately, Cody got caught up in the numbers game. He was pretty cool handling Priest and Finn Balor, but JD McDonough had to come out and basically make the odds uneven and help Damian Priest injure Cody Rhodes' leg at the beginning of the night. The main event that night, however, was Damian Priest versus Jey Uso. And again, the numbers game played a role. Finn Balor came down to interfere in the match, distract Jey, and that was enough for Damian Priest to pick up the win. And they proceeded to, again, jump Jey Uso. And Cody, bum leg and all, came out with a chair to help even the odds, and that's the end of the show. So we all know we skipped Tuesday because maybe we might bring it up because normally NXT is the rookies, but they've been having some of the main event roster superstars go down there to kind of help out. So we might bring it up, but then we skip to Wednesday, and that's all right. AEW Dynamite. So we're going to go over the main event, but there is a great honorable mention. And that honorable mention is, Sting set to retire. And he's going to retire coming up in, I believe, November, at the end of November, at a show in Chicago. But by request of AEW owner Tony Khan, he got Ric Flair to come back to be by Sting's side on his retirement run. And Sting and his partner Darby Allin's next match big match will be at Full Gear. He and Darby will have to find a tag team partner, a third member, to take on Christian, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. And Ric Flair, of course, will be in the corner of Darby Allin, Sting, and whoever their mystery partner is. But the main event of Dynamite, it was Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli going up against Orange Cassidy, and all the way from New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. Man, and that was a treat to have Kazuchika Okada on an episode of Dynamite. However, Danielson and Claudio were able to get the upper hand on Kazuchika and Orange and pin Orange for the win. But in the process, Okada and Orange Cassidy were trying to finish off Bryan Danielson, and Bryan Danielson pretty much took an orange punch and a Rainmaker clothesline to his face, and he did not get up from that. So at the end of the match, there was a big melee. The BCC all came out. All of the Agents of Chaos, which is the faction in New Japan that Okada leads, all came out. They were all kind of, gathered in the ring. Bryan Danielson, we don't know if he was seriously hurt or if it was a work, So basically a work is basically part of the online or part of the TV story. Part of the show. That's a work. So we don't know if his injury is real or if it's part of the show. So we're gonna stay tuned for that. Okay, Thursday night. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I guess just like that transition, Thursday night was a little bit messed up too because Impact really didn't have a show. All they did was recap their pay-per-view from the past weekend, Bound for Glory, and just show highlights from those matches, which some of them were pretty good. I really liked the match between Speedball Mike Bailey and Will Ospreay. And if you guys know me or follow me or seen any of my posts, I'm predicting that Will Ospreay will be the next Kenny Omega, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles type world beater wrestler. Probably going to be in AEW or WWE within the next 2 years. Because, well, you just have to look up Will Ospreay and you'll know why. So, let's go to Friday. A little bit more action happening on Friday, so let's go right to... Okay, Rampage. The main event had Aussie Open's Kyle Fletcher, who happens to be in a group in Japan with Will Ospreay called the United Empire, and he has a tag team partner there, Aussie Open, but apparently his partner's injured, so Kyle Fletcher has been going solo, and he's actually been doing good, pretty good solo because they're featuring him in a lot of main event stories. This one he had where the Don Callis family tried to hire him or tried to get him to take on Kenny Omega, soften him up for Takeshita, but it didn't work out, and Kenny Omega beat Kyle Fletcher. So this week, it's Kyle Fletcher versus Takeshita, and pretty much they're trying to send a message to Kyle Fletcher that he's not built for this, he's not ready. So pretty much, yeah, Takeshita didn't get to put on a clinic, but Kyle Fletcher held his own against Takeshita, and ultimately Takeshita did get the win. And after the match, Kyle Fletcher was pretty PO'd, and he got a chair, and he tried to basically take on the Don Callis family, Will Hobbs, Takeshita, and Don with a chair, and Don kept his boys from attacking and said, hold on, this is the kind of energy, this is the kind of rage, this is the kind of fire we need in the family. So Don ends the show by inviting Kyle Fletcher to officially join the Don Callis family, and I believe Kyle Fletcher accepted because they all walked off together. So then that takes us to SmackDown. Okay, so SmackDown kicked off with the contract signing for the World Championship match at Crown Jewel. Roman Reigns is going to be defending his undisputed Universal WWE Heavyweight Championship versus the fast rising superstar LA Knight, formerly Eli Drake. Yeah. It's contagious. I gotta say it. I gotta do it. Yeah. So Roman Reigns was supposed to come out first, and his entrance music hits. He starts to come out, and you know how it takes long, before the entrance music actually kicks in, which is my intro music. Eli Drake interrupts him, basically walks right past him, doesn't acknowledge him, goes right into the ring, and sits at the head of the dang table. Now, is that not trying to poke the bear or what? Alright, so Roman Reigns was kind of, he was kind of put off by LA Knight's confidence. They both went ahead and signed the contract, but Roman Reigns kind of lost his cool and tried to basically turn the table over on LA Knight and try to attack him. And LA Knight actually turned the tables, pardon the pun, on Roman Reigns. But Jimmy Uso came in to help and try and basically help Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns jumped out the ring once it was one-on-one. Again, LA Knight, too talented, basically got the drop on Jimmy and put Jimmy through the table. And the main event was set: Jimmy Uso versus LA Knight. So, of course, the match, LA Knight, he's going to be on the rise, so he's not going to lose to Jimmy Uso. So he did beat Jimmy Uso, and it looked like the show was over. But then once again, Roman Reigns tried to surprise LA Knight from behind and got hit with a blunt force trauma, basically LA Knight's finisher for his trouble. So LA Knight looks like he's probably going to be going into Crown Jewel strong, looking like he may have a chance. You may hear LA Knight's music at the end of the show next Saturday with a 1 p.m. start time, don't forget, Eastern. So, going through all that, I gotta say that SmackDown is living its best week. And when we come back, we're going to be seeing how life is on W.E.S.T Sports. And we're going to be checking out what you watching and talking about some travel food.
Are you tired of your low credit score holding you back? Do you want to get approved for a credit card, a car loan, or a mortgage? Well, Credit Repair folks can help. Our personalized credit repair service can help your credit get moving in a positive direction quickly and easily. Our specialists will work with you one-on-one to come up with a personalized plan to help remove negative items from your credit report and add positive points to your score. You can get started today by calling 323-626-0289 or going to creditrepairfolks.com. We offer 1 full year of service for just $2.99 and payment plans are available. So don't wait. Call for your free consultation today. That's 323-626-0289 or go to creditrepairfolks.com. We're so confident in our service, we offer a 45-day money-back guarantee. That's creditrepairfolks.com.
Our coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked.
That's the great thing about sports. I play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins.
All right, let's get into it. Mock Sports West, where we talk about the Lakers, Rams, and Dodgers, the only teams on the West that matter. So let's get into it. On Wednesday, coach of the Rams, Sean McVay, welcomed new baby boy Jordan John McVay into the world. And he was on Mason and Ireland this past week talking about how excited he was about the new baby. And he said that he's thinking about calling him JJ. I think it was Mason that kind of maybe brought it up. And Sean McVay kind of liked the idea. So welcome, Jordan John McVay. Of course, John was Sean McVay's grandpa. And he always said he was going to name his first baby after him. So congratulations, coach. And don't forget, the Rams will be at Dallas Cowboys tomorrow at 10 a.m., the first game on the schedule for tomorrow morning. So let's hope the Rams get that W. Lakers, not looking good on their first 2 games of the season. Well, at least not with LeBron out. So what they're doing is they're trying to hold LeBron to around 30 minutes a game and hoping that the rest of the team is picking up the slack. Well, unfortunately, that's not happening. In the first game, they lost 100 to 90, or they lost 107 to 119 to the defending champions, the Denver Nuggets, who were at full strength. So, I mean, you got to take that one with a grain of salt. But then their second game, their home opener, it was a 100 to 95 win over the Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant and pretty much nobody else. And even in that game, LeBron had to come back and save them in the fourth quarter with a 14 run on his own. So let's see if they can pull it together tomorrow when they are at Sacramento Kings. at 6 p.m. That's when start of the game. The game tips 6 p.m. Sacramento. Dodgers. Really nothing going on there. Basically, Andrew Friedman, the Dodgers general manager, said that Dave Roberts will be the manager going forward for 2024, and they're going to need to address a lot of starting pitching issues, of course, because of the whole Julio Urias incident and the banged up near retirement Clayton Kershaw. And all of their other pitchers are either being young or similarly injured. They're going to have to address that in the offseason. So, what we're going to address this season is this season of Loki on What You Watching. Now, okay, I'm about 4 episodes in, and I don't know what y'all gonna think about it. I'm liking it because I like the whole story with the time concept, going deep into the timelines and variants and time branches and the history of who Kang is. I like how they're doing that, but I don't know how that's going to translate with the Marvel audience, with the Endgame Infinity War audience. Because ever since that, it seems like Marvel movies have taken a dip. All the part 2s, Wakanda Forever, all the other movies kind of... So, sorry I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to have to maybe cut things short a little bit. But, so tell me what you guys think on Instagram or on Twitter about what you think about Loki. And I'm going to tell you what I think before I go about a restaurant that I've actually passed up many times. Many times in the IE. It's called Los Jalapenos. And it is on Arrowroot and Archibald. It's in that small little black gated up shopping center where the Jack in the Box is. So it's right, I guess if you go northeast of Jack in the Box, it's in that little corner. They have great Mexican food, cooked fresh. Everything is cooked fresh when you order. Their burritos, they have a medium burrito and they have a large burrito. And they, like I said, make them to order, and they don't charge extra for an all-meat burrito. An all-meat burrito, whether you get rice or beans on it or whatever, is $8.95 for a large. So you can't beat their pricing. And again, I love it when the Mexican restaurants have, little extras. Like they have the cucumbers, they have the radishes, they have the onions for you, limes. So I'm feeling all of that. So again, that's Los Jalapenos, right on the corner of Arrow Route and Archibald in Ontario, in the little Jack in the Box black fenced-in shopping center. And it's never busy because really nobody ever goes to that shopping center because nobody knows, what's in there. Actually, the liquor store in there too has a lot of things. Like if you guys like sweets and candy, they got a lot of candy that you can't find regularly. Especially if you like the sour belts, sour worms, and all that kind of stuff. They have a lot of good off-brand stuff in there, so go check that out if you haven't. Like I said, their big thing, well, not like I said, but Los Jalapenos, their big thing is their fish tacos. I didn't get to try one. I just tried the carne asada, so I can't attest for it myself, but I can say the carne asada and the chicken is banging. All right, y'all. Until the next episode and until my voice gets better, I'm going to say peace.